Social comparison. You scroll through feeds and notice everyone else seems ahead. Friends traveling, getting promotions, starting businesses, or just posting exciting moments. That little voice creeps in. Why am I not doing that? You feel behind even if you're doing fine. Plans and hobbies start to feel smaller or less important because the highlight reel of others dominates your attention. You check notifications more often, compare achievements, or overcommit just to keep up. It's exhausting because your brain rewards attention to what others are doing. You might even feel guilt or restlessness when offline. That tension quietly shapes your mood, your daily choices, and your sense of self, leaving you constantly chasing life through other people's eyes. Career uncertainty. You look at your work, studies, or future, and suddenly nothing feels clear. Choices that once seemed obvious now feel overwhelming. You wonder if the path you're on is really right, or if you're just drifting. Every decision, what job to take, where to move, what to study, feels heavier. You compare yourself to peers, overthink options, or delay action because you're unsure. That constant doubt eats at your confidence and makes small setbacks feel huge. Even routine decisions feel stressful. It's not panic all the time, just a persistent tension that nudges at every choice. Your brain wants certainty, but uncertainty dominates, making you question if you're on the right path. Meaning of life crisis. Sometimes life just feels pointless. You wake up, follow routines, go through work or school, and everything feels like autopilot. You start asking questions you never asked before. Why am I even doing this? Even things that once brought satisfaction feel empty. You notice time passing and wonder what it's all for. It's not despair. It's a quiet, persistent feeling that nothing has real purpose. You feel restless, distracted, or unable to focus because your brain keeps circling the same question. You start noticing the little things that feel repetitive or meaningless, and every day seems a bit heavier. It's not about failing, it's about noticing the void and trying to find real meaning. Midlife crisis. You hit a milestone, 25, 30, 40, and suddenly the clock feels louder. You worry about wasted time, missed opportunities, or falling behind. Am I where I should be? Did I make the right choices? Even accomplishments feel small compared to what you imagined for yourself. You might start comparing life to others, exploring new hobbies impulsively, or rethinking major decisions. There's urgency now, a pressure to catch up or reinvent yourself. You feel restless, anxious, or impatient with routine. It's not panic, but a simmering tension that pushes you to overthink, overplan, and sometimes make changes just for the sake of change, even if nothing feels fully satisfying. Legacy anxiety. You start thinking about what will remain after you're gone. Will anyone remember what you did? Will your life leave a mark or fade quietly into history? You notice stories of people who influenced the world or friends making meaningful changes, and the question hits harder. Even small daily actions feel weighted as you consider long-term effects. You wonder if your efforts matter, if relationships, work, or projects will have any lasting significance. That tension can be motivating but also exhausting. It's a quiet, persistent thought about how your life will be seen and remembered when it's all over. Freedom and responsibility. You have choices, but each one comes with weight. Every decision, how to spend your time, energy, or money, carries consequences that freedom can feel heavy. You hesitate, postpone, or overanalyze because every choice matters, even small ones. Sometimes it feels easier to avoid decisions entirely, but avoiding only adds tension. Bills, obligations, and personal goals collide, creating constant quiet stress. You notice yourself delaying things, second-guessing, or feeling restless when you have no structure. It's not about laziness. It's the weight of freedom pressing on you. Every choice feels amplified, and your brain wants certainty. That tension shapes how you act, and sometimes even stops you from acting at all. Fear of death. You suddenly notice life isn't endless. A passing thought, a conversation, or even a movie can flip a switch. You start realizing how fragile time is, how quickly people age, and how moments slip by. Thoughts about death can pop up while lying in bed, walking alone, or during quiet pauses. It's not panic, it's a heavy awareness that lingers, making ordinary days feel a little sharper. You imagine losing loved ones, your own mortality, or time running out. That tension pushes reflection. You consider what matters most, how to spend your time, and what you want to leave behind, even if you can't fully control the outcome. Identity crisis. You look at your life and realize you're not sure who you are anymore. You feel disconnected from the version of yourself you thought you were supposed to be. Your personality, your goals, your habits, they all feel slightly out of place, like clothes that don't fit the same way they used to. You catch yourself acting in ways that don't feel natural, or saying things that feel rehearsed. You wonder which parts of you are real, and which parts you built just to be accepted. Even memories feel different, like you're looking at someone else's story. You try to picture your future, but it's blurry because you're not sure who's walking into it. It feels like you're in between identities, searching for the one that finally feels honest. Loneliness. Even in a crowd, you feel disconnected. Conversations feel shallow, friendships feel distant, and you catch yourself pretending you're fine. There's a quiet emptiness that follows you throughout the day. You want deeper connections, but reaching out feels exhausting or awkward. You isolate more without meaning to, scrolling, staying home, distracting yourself. The more alone you feel, the harder it becomes to break out of it. It's not about lacking people, it's about lacking connection. You start wondering if anyone truly understands you, or if you're drifting further into your own world. It's a subtle awareness that something is missing, a gap between yourself and others that you can't fill immediately, leaving you reflecting on meaning, belonging, and your place in the world. Regret loops. You start replaying old choices like a movie you can't pause. A decision from years ago suddenly feels fresh again. You think about the job you didn't take, the person you didn't talk to, the place you didn't move to. You compare what happened to what could have been, imagining alternate versions of yourself. These thoughts come up when you're tired or when life feels slow, and they pull you into a loop. You wonder how different things could be right now if you made one small change. It feels unfair because you can't go back, but your mind keeps trying anyway, and the more you replay those moments, the harder it becomes to focus on the life you're actually living now. Spiritual dilemma. You start questioning your beliefs, even the ones you never thought about before. Faith, morality, or guiding principles that once felt certain now seem unclear. It can happen after a conflict, a loss, or simply from growing older. You look at your values and wonder if they truly feel like yours, or if you just accepted them without thinking. You question what's right, what's wrong, and where your sense of meaning even comes from. Some days you feel connected. Other days it feels like everything is uncertain. It doesn't mean you're losing faith. It means you're trying to understand yourself. And that search can feel confusing because it forces you to rethink the foundation you've been standing on. Existential burnout. You feel exhausted, not physically, but mentally and emotionally. You're worn out from trying to find meaning, trying to stay motivated, or trying to keep up with expectations. The weight of responsibilities, societal expectations, and self-reflection combine into mental fatigue. Days start to blend. Goals feel heavy instead of exciting. Even simple tasks feel like they drain too much energy. You care, but you don't have the strength to show it. You want purpose, but you're too exhausted to chase it. It's a quiet kind of burnout that builds slowly until you realize you've been running on empty for a long time. And the scary part is that nothing feels wrong, yet nothing feels right either. You just feel disconnected from everything. Since you watched till the end, make sure you're subscribed for more.